I have so many questions, Neverwinter. Where is Neverwinter Classic? Where is Crossplay? Where is the Druid? Where is the Monk? What the shit? Where is it? I don't know. I can't find it. Where is it, Neverwinter? We demand that you add crossplay to this game. It is substantial for its survival in the long run. This will give players a chance to communicate throughout all platforms in the gaming world. This will be substantial for the lands of Neverwinter and absolutely crucial for its survival. So I reach out to the lands of the above and I tell you to add in this crossplay so that we may absolutely survive in the lands of Neverwinter. Thank you.
So welcome to the lands of Neverwinter, and if you have questions, then hopefully I'll be able to answer some of them in this video. I have also been wondering myself, like where are the other classes? The last class we got was the Bard in the lands of Neverwinter, so I'm wondering, where's the Druid? Did you guys even know there was a Monk? They wanted to add, or at least talked about it, around 2022, sometime around there, they were speaking about it. But, because it was in their older games, and I think Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, so Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2 had the Druid class. That was the role-playing game. The single-player role-playing game had the Druid. So where is it now? Why is it not being added in the game now? And how long do we have to wait for said Druid? I mean, if you do any type of research on it, this is the first thing you will see. But we'll read this right here. The developers Cryptic Studios and the current publisher Deca Games have previously stated that the Druid and the Monk are the last two main Dungeons & Dragons classes. So this is the last two classes they want to add to the game, meaning maybe hence why it's taken so long. And the reason it says there is no official release date or confirmation that the Druid class will be added to the game in Neverwinter in 2030 is because I had a friend tell me that in 2030 was when they were going to add the Druid. So I wanted to check that. I wanted to fact check that. But that's just upon first impressions when you first look it up. That's just the overview of what the website's going to give me. If you dig a little deeper, though, you will find literally the most ancient forums about Neverwinter. This is all the way back in 2018. People still, all the way back then, were asking for the Druid class, which is insane. Give us the Druid. We're trying to curse a little less in the videos. Give us the Druid, Neverwinter, before I rip my hair up, please. And what's funny is this was around when Ravenloft came out. We just did Castle Ravenloft yesterday in the dungeon. Made a whole video about it. So funny that around this time was when it looked like people were starting, like wanting the Druid. We were asking for it for years. Give us the Druid. Neverwinter, I have come back to this game and I see that there's one new class. I need to see the Druid. I need to, bro, please, man. Dude, if I could turn into a bear on Neverwinter, bro, that's all I need. No, they don't want to add it because they know nobody gonna play any other class. Y'all, be real. If they add a Druid, which class you play? The Druid. If you could turn into a bear or a giant spider, you gonna play the Druid. That is way more cool than any other class in the game. I'm sorry, but yes, way more cool. Anyways, but upon further investigation, this comment actually caught my attention. And if you read what he says, he's actually responding to what somebody said. But if you go to, that's because Druids are included as monsters in the new expansion. So they've actually added Druids in as like fightable monsters. But we can't actually play as them. Why does it work like that? What is that? Why can we fight them, but we can't be them? I would do anything to play as a Druid in the lands of Neverwinter. Do you understand me? Okay, now let's talk about the Monk. It's kind of the same situation, so I'm not going to go too much in depth on that. It's the little same situation as the Druid. And then it even says right here, developer confirmation. So in late 2022, Cryptic Studios stated the Monk and Druid were not on their near long-term development roadmap. But we do have, this doesn't say anything about Deca, so, Deca, what you say, though? Give us the Druid, make the player base happy, though. Give us the Monk, too. Give us the Monk a little later, but give us the Druid first. But, now that the game's under, like, a new company, Deca, this could change, so I hope it does, because I would love it, man. But let's talk about crossplay. How do we get crossplay in Neverwinter to even begin with, to be real? And this is very simple, and I think most people kind of fail to understand, like, getting crossplay on this game, I think would be very difficult with all the different types of maps and auctions and servers. It would be, like, crazy hard, and this game was never, made or designed to have crossplay in mind to begin with because of how old it is. All the way back in 2013 this game was made. So crossplay is like a far vision, and so many people are like, this game needs crossplay, and it really does, because that would honestly help it so much. But it's just like, that would be a real challenge for them, I guarantee it really would, because I don't assume making any game crossplay is easy. because you're having to merge throughout all different platforms, and that's difficult when it comes to Neverwinter. And I could see how, because you got all these different expansions, all these different accounts, all these different auctions and stuff in the it all is so weird. And, it's funny, the developer responses, are even like, they even say that like the auction houses and all the other separate servers makes it really hard for them to like merge it all together. It's just, the game wasn't built to be able to do that. So like, in my honest opinion, the likelihood of crossplay ever coming to Neverwinter would never happen. At least in this MMO. You gotta be straight up with you, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. There's just no way. I mean, maybe if they made a Neverwinter Classic or something, you know what I'm saying? And then they had crossplay in the Neverwinter Classic. I really think they should make a Neverwinter Classic, dude, because I miss how the game used to be. I miss being able to level up like that. I miss that whole aspect of being a high level. I don't like my item level being my level. I don't like that. I like being able to see that I'm level 80 or, whatever, and be able to feel strong, or whenever the max level was 60 and I felt powerful seeing the level 30s walking around like, yeah, scrubs. But it just felt great, man. I like playing an MMO where I can, and plus, that version of the game I feel like was so much more fun when we were able to just run around and then, kill shit and then get XP just like that. And I feel like that was way more fun. I loved that. I loved gathering, because now, honestly, like, fighting a lot of the enemies just feels pointless, because you don't gain anything. So that really, like, fucked the game. We need, like, I'm being for real. Okay, no, but for real, the likelihood of crossplay coming is super low. I mean, since the game is under new developers, there could be a chance it comes in the near future, maybe. But it's just a challenge. It really is a challenge. It's like a super challenge. You gotta imagine all that plays into it when it comes to actually making the game crossplay. It doesn't just, not something they can do in a few months or whatever. It's like, I guarantee you it's like a lot of intricate shit you have to do. But still, might be able to, because we have new developers, or new company at least, whatever the hell it is. Okay, I don't know which one exactly, but one of the two. Okay, but I actually ended up searching it up, so here you guys go if you want to look at this real quick. And so yeah, they buy old games and reinvigorate them is what this website was telling me. I was like, okay, goddamn, reinvigorate, the hell. But it even says that people have mixed opinions about Deca, so there's no really telling how really any one person feels when it comes to Deca. So I don't know if we are hopeful, or if it's gonna be good, or if it's gonna be bad. We gotta wait and see. The Doom Vault was cool, so that was awesome. But what about Neverwinter Classic? And what is Neverwinter Classic? It's literally just how Neverwinter used to be, when the game was awesome and just way more impactful when it came to having fun and stuff like that, just gosh, dude. And the developers have explored, have stated in a post that they're exploring the idea to, do this, which would be so dope. I'd love to have that back, man, because, as a returning player when I came back, that's the one thing I wanted, was to be able to play the game like it used to be. And it really just doesn't feel the same a lot of the time I'm playing, but I continue playing anyways because I still love the game. I don't like hate it because of that, but I just wish I could level up that way. So, because it really makes me feel like I'm missing like a piece of myself when I play the game. Like I'm missing that urge to level up by destroying creatures in massive crowds. So if there's one thing that we can look forward to, it is Neverwinter Classic. That is one thing that is definitely achievable for them. And it even says key aspects of the concept, nostalgia. That's it. Oh my gosh, that's all I want, man, is the nostalgia. The game just feels so much different and like refined and like a really wrong way though. You know what I mean? Just like it's been really damaged and like it needs to be healed. And I think Neverwinter Classic, dude, would bring this game back to life like a fucking box of chocolates full of cherries or something. I don't even know. That doesn't sound that good. And this would be like a separate section, I think, within the current MMO to where you could go and play like, the classic version of Neverwinter, which would be really cool. So it wouldn't be like a separate game or anything. It'd be something you could go and access within the actual game itself. So I'm thinking like, dude, this sounds like an awesome idea, and luckily they're actually looking into it. But don't look forward to the Druid or the Monk anytime soon, or crossplay on Neverwinter, because that might be a different story. Maybe in the long future, possibly. No way to really tell. Be awesome, though. Anyways, I just wanted to touch up on a few things today with you guys. I appreciate you for joining me in the Lands of Neverwinter to touch up on some factual information about the Druids and whatever such as so. I want the Druid. Give me the Druid Neverwinter now. Deca, add the Druid in, please. Everybody wants a new class. We all claim that we want the Druid. Thank you, and I'll see you next time in the Wicked Lands of Neverwinter. Y'all stay safe. Peace out.